Hi, a very good evening and Assalamualaikum. I'm going to introduce my group case study, which is Majlis Perbandaran Kajang MPKJ website. We are from lab section 02A. Our group members consist of me, myself, Nur Sofia Izzati binti Muhammad Azizi, Nur Sabrina Shaza binti Zahar Hisham, Nur Atikah Najwa binti Mahfuz Zaid, Lim Onsian, and Muhammad Nazrul Hakim bin Muhammad Bakri. For the introduction of MPKJ website, a municipal council's primary purpose is that of political oversight of the municipality's functions, programs, and the management of the administration. Among the 8 districts of Selangor, the MPKJ oversees and administers the area around the most part of District Hulu Langat, previously known as Majlis Daerah Hulu Langat. It was promoted to municipality status as the Majlis Perbandaran Kajang in 1997 and carries that status until this day. The mission of municipal is to quote, mewujudkan kediaman yang kondusif dengan menyediakan perkhidmatan perbandaran dan infrastruktur ke arah kehidupan in order to achieve their vision, which is bandar pilihan untuk didiami. Hi, my name is Nur Sofia Izzati binti Muhammad Azizi. My metric ID is CB20045. For the functional requirement of MPKJ website, which are authentication and updated news and announcement. Authentication is the process of verifying and validating the users who they claim to be. In order to access the admin web of Majlis Perbandaran Kajang portal system, the admin web of MPKJ portal have to enter their username and password. For the updated news announcement, MPKJ portal system attach the updated news announcements on the main page to let Kajang residents keep updated regarding the important issues and services. They will eventually help the residents knowing the latest information. Here's the diagram for the authentication, as you guys can see right here, and this is the updated news announcement that have been attached on the main page of the web. Move on to the non-functional requirement, which is performance. Performance of the application can be determined by its responsive time it takes to complete the given task. For instance, the speed of response, execution, and screen refresh time. Besides, there are many service options such as e-perkhidmatan or community and program can be obtained. However, the portal can load fast and not crash in the MPKJ portal system. The good performance of the MPKJ also allows the web application to access to any business without cost degrade of MPKJ portal system. So here's the diagram for the performance, the service options, and the transaction process options of e-bayaran. Moving on to the user interface design principles applied, which is user diversity. The interface of MPKJ portal provided appropriate interaction facilities for different types of MPKJ portal system. There are button options to choose either Bahasa Melayu or Bahasa Inggeris right here. For other selected language, they have been provided with translating language facilities, like have been shown here. Other than that, there might be some MPKJ portal system users have seen difficulties. This larger text has also been supported right here. For the types of API, Google Translate API, it helps different types of users of MPKJ portal system to easily understand the facilities being applied in the MPKJ portal system. This is because users can conveniently choose the language to be in Bahasa Melayu or English. Furthermore, for other selected language, it has been provided supported links for a language conversion, like right here, link provided for converting languages, and these are the examples for converting the interface of MPKJ portal system to Chinese language by using Google Translate API. That's all. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Sabrina Shaza bin Zahar Hisham and my student ID is CB20092. Today, I will present about functional requirements is job opportunities. The official website of Majlis Perbandaran Kajang have provided job opportunities for the unemployed people. So, the end user can apply for the job through MPKJ website. MPKJ have provided a vacancy advertisement and the terms of employment for the end user. Here is the diagram for the job opportunity section and the vacancy advertisement the MPKJ have provided. And the second point for functional requirement is reporting requirements. MPKJ website has provided the complaints management system for the end user. With these convenient facilities, the end user can make any complaints easily. They also provided the guidelines for the end user. In addition, the end user also can check whether the management team has taken action regarding the complaints or not. Here is the diagram for the complaints management system page and the guideline on how to make the complaints. And this is the diagrams on how to check the complaint status. For the non-functional requirement, security, before making any complaints, the end user should log in into the public complaints management system by entering the user ID and the password. If the end user already have the user account, they only need to log in without make any registrations. They also have to fill in their email address to prevent from spamming of an account creation. And here is the diagram for the account registration for the new user and the user personal details form that the end user have to fill in. This is the complaint or feedback form. Next is user interface design principles. I choose user guidance. MPKJ websites have provided the end user guidance for the end users. The purpose of the user guidance is to assist the end user using the particular system and to help the end user to more understand on how to use the systems. It also can help the end user to avoid committing moderate errors while using the MPKJ website. For example, MPKJ websites has provided a guide of the e-payment system in order to facilitate their business. This is the example of the user guidance for the e-payment system and the step-by-step procedure for the e-payment system. Next is type of API. The function of location API is to provide the location that the end user wants. The end user have to key in the details for the locations in the website, and the website is instantly give the location to the places. The end user have to choose the categories of destinations such as hotel, famous restaurant, or shopping malls. With these convenient features, it can prevent the end user from getting lost and save their time. This is the example diagram for the map of the interesting direct destination, and I've choose the example of the destination in Menara Kuala Lumpur and provide the details of destination. It also have the review of the Menara Kuala Lumpur. And for the verification and validation confidence strategy, user expectation. So load time is the average amount of time for a page to show up on the screen. So load time is the one of the most important things when it related to a website server. It is because if the loading time is too long, the end user will give a negative feedback and impression towards the developer. According to the study that made by Google, if the website load more than 3 seconds, 53% of the end user will abandon the page immediately. It is because the end user have expected the website to load instantly once they have clicked the website. So the developer of MPKJ website have to optimize the loading time of MPKJ websites to make the end user be more satisfied. Next is maintenance cost factors. Staff skills. Staff skills are the abilities and the experience of the staff to succeed in any workplace. As the maintenance staff, they should have knowledge regarding the maintenance process, because if the maintenance staff have no experience regarding the maintenance process, it will cause many problems during the process. To prevent from making any mistakes, the MPKJ have to hire an experienced staff to cut the maintenance cost of the projects. Lastly is handover problems, which is insufficient communication. Usually, insufficient communication happens when there is a difference between what is said and what is heard. So, misunderstanding will happen because the communication is not clear enough. So, to prevent from insufficient communication during the handover process, the MPKJ have to find an initiative to cope with these problems. And that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, hi, Assalamualaikum. I'm Nur Atika Nazwa binti Mafuzi. My ID is CD2002A. Okay, so for functional requirement, I have two, which is registration and legal and regulatory requirements. So for registration, as we know that in Malaysia, there's a lot of people who are part of Human Deficient of Right HDE. So the MPKJ website provide a special section for disabled people, which is EOKU, to easily get their vehicle sticker. So once they open the EOKU section, login page will be appear. So for the first time user, they should register their name and address in the registration page. Nowadays, as we know that our country is making progress, particularly in economic terms. So there are plenty of hotel, private spa center, business and industry. But the bad behavior is multiplied. So there are certain enactments by law and action that consumer can comply with in this legal and regulatory requirement by MPKJ. So people will be easier to know the rules and action that that can MPKJ take. For non-functional requirement, I choose usability because usability indicates the consistency of the user experience. So there's no problem for adult members who are aged from 18 to 80 to access this website. If the user are not qualified to use this website, don't worry because MPKJ website have English language and Malay language, and it also has a quick user interface for a new user to adopt. Okay, for user interface design principle applied, I choose user familiarity because in MPKJ website, clients should go to the e-wallet to pay their bills and insert their account detail and identification card to get their actual sum that they should pay, and it is similar with EOKU segment when a user should enter their ID and password to log in the device to get their vehicle sticker. MPKJ system, they use payment handling API that manage the bank transfer from the end user to pay their bills via online banking or even to pay by cash. In diagram 12, there is demonstrate the payment system that helps end user to pay their bills on the MPKJ websites. Once the payment method has been selected, end user will be able to review their tax payment before submitting some kind of payment as shown in diagram 13. After end user confirm the bills, the MPKJ website can synchronize the user data to the bank portal where end user of the MPKJ website will enter their banking information and the sum of the transaction to allow payment for the bill. Okay, for verification and validation confidence strategy, there is software function, which is the level of trust depends on the organization point of view on complex software. So there is many various types to assess trust, including such having to count bugs on function MPKJ webpage. So it might regain the confidence on MPKJ website to carry out any activity, especially in paying a tax. So Kajang citizen will be more confident using online software to make any of payment in MPKJ website. Okay, so for maintaining cost factor, there is program edge and structure, which is revolutionary. IT is now a powerful device for software development and of course for the MPKJ websites. Design development can take a considerable amount of time based on the type of website and its variability. So user may be capable of performing any activity on MPKJ website. If the application edge is not modified, the system won't operate perfectly and it may even carry a few other troubles. Okay, lastly, for handover problem, as we know, the project manager will be using the phrase resource when dealing with individuals or calling them terminally as college when they may not have enough to implement the work with the required time. Whole work will be implemented early whenever the project manager just decide to commit to the quality of staff with the current group members. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Lim Ansian, and today I will be going over my part that I did for project part 1, part 2, and part 3. First off, functional requirement. For the functional requirement, I wrote on payment feature and the search feature. The Majlis Perbandaran Kajang portal allows end users to make payments for their taxes or traffic compounds to the e-buyer page. This provides convenience for the citizens of Kajang, especially in times like now with the COVID pandemic. Next is the search feature. It allows the end user to write the search query into the search bar. It will then identify keywords in the search query, match all articles announcement with the keyword, and displays it to the end user. This is especially useful for those with poor internet connection. For non-functional requirement, I'll be talking about reliability. Reliability of a software is defined by the probability of failure-free operation of the software for a specified time period within a specified environment. Majlis Perbandaran Kajang portal has to be able to handle large combinations of input and states without errors or intended result. It should be operational at all times except during maintenance and be able to withstand high traffic from users at all times. For the UI design principle, I talk about consistency. Consistency is a fundamental design principle for usable user interfaces and is about making software that is expected, predictable, and intuitive for the users so they can navigate the website based on previous experiences. So now I'll be showing 2 pages of the website, and you can see that the header of the website is in the same place. The search bar, the drop-down menu, and the side panels are all in the same place so that users will have an easier time navigating the website. For the API, I talked about the search API. The search API is a module that's part of the Xquery library that combines searching, search parsing, search grammar, search term completion, and other features into a single API. As most end users navigate to government websites, in this case MPKJ website, for it to search for information, search API is necessary. With this, users can input the keywords like we previously mentioned. They can input their keywords into the search bar, and the results that match with the keyword will be displayed to them. For the verification and validation confidence strategy, I wrote on user expectation. This strategy is highly dependent on what the user wants from the product or system, and is split into low expectation and high expectation. Users will have low expectation for websites that only outputs information to them like Wikipedia or news outlets, but have high expectations for websites like Facebook and Shopee that require their financial or personal. In this case, the MPKJ website falls into the low expectation category because users only go there to get information that they need. For the maintenance cost factor, I I talked about contractual responsibility. The development team and the maintenance team have different responsibilities. The development team only creates the system and then moves on, while the maintenance team has to maintain, update, and handle the upkeep of the system. Since they do not handle the responsibility of the other team, the development team has no incentive to design the system to facilitate changes in the future. This would mean the maintenance team will require additional training and time spent to get a clearer understanding of the system, increasing the cost before the maintenance has even started yet. For the handover problem, I talked about insufficient system knowledge. The maintenance team is required to possess detailed knowledge of the system down to the code level, since it will be them who are responsible for modifying, updating, and correcting the system later on. When the maintenance team does not have a good grasp on the inner workings of the system, it cannot properly make corrections, they are unable to predict the ripple effects of the changes they've made. Core functions might stop working, and to fix the problems, it increases costs and wastes time. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Muhammad Nazrul Hakim bin Bakri. At functional requirement, I have two: authorization level and certification requirement. Authorization level. Authorization is the right permission grant to a user or application that enable access to Majlis Perbandaran Kajang. Once a user has been properly identified and authorization level determine the extent of the system right that the user have access to. Like right, we have a picture, we have pengusahaan and orang awam. If staff click at pengusahaan and then we need a login. If public, we need to click at orang awam and use, but have limit system. License may use the license trademark only in connection with the copies of the software. Until they meet the certification requirement. License shall test the software title and finished product unit the conformance with the certification requirement according to the generally accepted, and Majlis Perbandaran Kajang get certification from the Syria International Sedang Berhad. Non-functional requirement. Portability. Portability is a feature associated with computer program if it can be used in a operating system other than one in which it is created without the need for rework. Software system can be moved from the hardware environment or the software to another environment. Besides, can be used in the computer. MPKJ can also be used in mobile. Will make easier for the user to get information anywhere. User interface design principle. Recoverability. User at Majlis Perbandaran Kajang should be able to reach desired goal after recognition of error in previous interaction. Error recovery can be achieved with backward. A backward error recovery mechanism with a system allow a user to undo undesired outcome of the previous interaction by returning to previous state. If you want reset, just click kembali. At type of API, we use calendar API. Those calendar are simple and valuable tools that can assist us to stay organized and make the most of our day. Without calendar, difficult to stay accountable, prioritize activity, and remain on track to accomplish our duty. The blue dot in calendar Majlis Perbandaran Kajang, we know event have at that day. Verification and validation confidence. Software function. One of the major weaknesses that exist today in the world is limitation, and not only because of the thief of our identification document, because both organized group and solitary attack have achieved the goal of the creation, such as a good strategy that at some point we can fall into the trap them, even we are more careful. At Majlis Perbandaran Kajang, we have filter ads to protect website from scam. By filtering ads, we can also stay away from malware. Maintenance cost factor. Program age and structure. Program become absolute when the program at Majlis Perbandaran Kajang become absolute, or their original hardware is replaced, and conversion cost exceed rewriting costs. Over problem. different information. Information different can cause the system to be defective or damaged in the handover process. This is because the client cannot get the information properly. We need to provide important information to client so that Majlis Perbandaran Kajang portal system will run smoothly during the handover process. Not only will it provide value for client, but it also gives them the great starting point for finding the answer to question on their own.